Hello friends, welcome to another session in digital evidence. Okay, now in this one we are going to in this session we are going to study about the digital evidences. Well, so let's start with the definition of digital evidence. What will be the definition of digital evidence? A digital evidence is information stored or transmitted in binary form that may be relied on in court. That means it can be considered as the evidence that can be considered for the purpose of justice, which can be utilized in the court of law. Digital evidence or electronic evidence is any probative information stored or transmitted digitally, and a party to a judicial dispute in court can use the same during the trial. So that is the definition of digital evidence. There are 5 rules of collecting electronic evidence or digital evidence. Those are, these relate to 5 properties that evidence must have to be useful. So that means these rules are nothing but the properties of the digital evidence that must be useful. First one is admissible. Admissible is the most basic rule, that is it should be admissible in the court or otherwise. Authentic. Second one is authentic. You must be able to show that the evidence relates to the incident in a relevant way. That means it is the authentic evidence, it is not a fake evidence. Third one is the completeness. You must be able to show that the evidence relates to the incident in a relevant way or the complete way. Fourth one is the reliable. The evidence you collect must be reliable. We must rely on that particular evidence for the justice purpose. Believable. The evidence you present should be clearly understandable and believable by the jury so that it will help to the justice of the system. The characteristics of digital evidences are: evidence need to be handled carefully to be usable in the court. The special requirements to keep the chain of custody intact without any disturbance. An evidence may need to be presented in the court in person, but an evidence is not an personal assumption. Judge decides whether the evidence is good enough or not. So these are the characteristics of digital evidence. Next we'll see the types of digital evidences. So there are different types of digital evidences. First one is illustrative, that means that illustrates the testimony of the evidence. Next one is the electronic. It is nothing but the data or information that exists in the digital format. Third one is the documented. Any evidence that is or can be introduced at a trial in the form of documents as a distinguished from oral testimony, that is considered as the document evidence. Explainable evidence, which is used to explain which might be the self-explainable evidences. Next one is substantial, the evidence that a reasonable mind could accept to support a conclusion. So that is called as sustainable evidence. Testimonial evidence is a person's testimony offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted, especially evidence elicited from the witness. This also term communicative evidence. And at the end, testimonial evidence is viewed by the court to be the simplest type of evidence. It is nothing but the statement of the person. So these are different types of digital evidence. After types of digital evidences, we'll see the challenges in digital evidence handling. So which are the various problems, issues or challenges that may occur in the digital evidence handling. So there are various challenges: technical challenges, legal challenges and resource challenges. Technical challenges that hand the law enforcement ability to find and prosecute criminals operating online or work organization. Legal challenges resulting from laws and legal frameworks required to investigate cybercrime that lag behind technological, structural, and social changes. Resource challenges to ensure we have satisfied critical investigation and prosecutorial needs at all levels of the government. So these are the 3 different types of challenges: technical, legal and challenges. Technical challenges are nothing but the encryption, steganography, convert channel, data hiding in storage space, residual data wiping, tail obfuscation, attacking the tools, attacking the investigator. These are the few technical challenges. Resource challenges are nothing but the volume of the data, volatile memory data. An investigator must make sure that none of the data is modified or missed during the investigation. data resources which are damaged cannot be easily used in the investigation. So these are the various challenges which are falls under the category of resource challenges. Legal challenges. In legal challenges, the privacy concept is most important part in the investigation. The privacy of the person, privacy of that particular what you can say person or the human being or anything, that should not be uh, open in this kind of investigation. That is one of the legal challenge is called as. Next one, after seeing that types of challenges, we'll see the authentication of evidence, how that evidence will be considered as authenticated evidence. So what is authentication? Authentication is the process by which documentary evidence and other physical evidence is proven to be genuine and not forgery or false evidence. Generally, authentication can be shown in one of two ways. First, a witness can testify as to the chain of custody. Second, the evidence can be authenticated by the opinion of an expert witness. So these are the two ways in which authentication can be shown. So that is the concept of authentication of evidence. Next concept is the chain of custody. So what is chain of custody? It is a legal context, is the chronological documentation or paper trail that records the sequence of custody, control, transfer, analysis and disposition of physical or electronic evidence. That means handling this chain of custody will be maintained. It is nothing but the record of uh, evidence which is to be kept, which is to be handled by various persons, various things in the investigation process. So that is nothing but the simple record of the evidence which is handled by various persons for under the control, transfer, analysis and disposition of the physical or electronic evidence. That is called as chain of custody. The next concept is validation of the evidence. Now we'll see what do you mean by validation. Validation is intended to ensure a product, service or a system results in a product, service or a system that meets the operational needs of the user. That means validation, it is intended to ensure a product, service or system which is used to provide that specific product, service or system that meets the operational need of the user. Validation is the process of establishing documentary evidence demonstrating that a procedure, process or activity carried out in the testing and then production maintains the desired level of compliance at all stages. Facilities validation, HVAC system validation, cleaning validation and process validation. These are the different types of evidence validation. So in this way, that is nothing but the evidence validation in which that specific operation, specific evidence is used to meet the operational need of the user, then only it is considered as the valid evidence. That is the process of validation. That is the concept of validation. Next one is the volatile evidence. So what do you mean by volatile evidence? The computer forensic investigator must trace, filter and extract hidden data during the process. Some evidence cannot stay for long. Such evidence is called volatile evidence because it needs consistent power supply for storage. There is also evidence that contains the information that keeps changing. For example, in the simple RAM of the computer system, whatever the data which is stored, that is stored for the temporary duration. That means when power goes off or power failure used to take place, this memory is used to get erased by on its own. That is called as volatile evidence. And whatever the evidence which is not permanent, which is not in that particular digital device or digital media for long duration of time, that is called as volatile evidence, because after some time, after some duration, this digital evidence is used to automatically deleted or automatically erased from the memory or from the storage device. That is the concept of volatile evidence. That's it for this session. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.